पॉलिसी बाजार पर 1 करोड़ रुपए का टर्म लाइफ इंश्योरेंस केवल 450 रुपए महीने से शुरू। वाह!
Greetings and welcome. The last phone standing, the show that everybody waits for all year. 2022 was a fantastic year for smartphones, says the brands. We'll find out if it's actually true. We've got 10 of the biggest experts in the country joining me here today, and we have the 10 nominations for the best phones. We divided into two. Show 1 will be all about the best phones under 30,000 rupees, and of course, show 2 will be 30,000 plus. Now remember, what we're doing out here, the format and everything else, all of you are familiar with it. We've been doing this for years. But let me now get down to how we do it. 5 experts join me today. I'll introduce all of them to you. Each of them represents a phone. They'll talk about that phone. They have 45 seconds to tell us why that phone should be the last phone standing. But the most important thing is that then the voting starts. The other 4 people and I will actually vote on whether that phone should be the last phone standing. Finally, we'll tell you the results. Lots of other categories, best camera phone, the best phone that actually made the most headlines, lots of other things to talk about. Let me get the panel to you now because this is such a wow panel. I'm very excited. And first, of course, is Shlok. Oh my God, it's tech burner Srivastav. So, Shlok, it's been great interacting with you all year. But मेरा वही सवाल है, that is the important one, and that is कि ये जो आपने बड़ा ही इंटरेस्टिंग स्वेटर पहना हुआ है, इज दिस फ्रॉम योर $1 billion न्यू क्लोथिंग लाइन?
100% $1 billion बनने वाली है जल्द ही, बट अभी वी आर वर्किंग ऑन लॉट ऑफ स्टफ एंड वेरी एक्साइटेड एंड आल्सो वेरी एक्साइटेड टू बी ऑन दिस शो एज वेल.
As always, Shlok, fantastic having you out here. Okay, and of course, next, Nikhil, looking even more distinguished with grey hair now, Chawla. And then, of course, Shruti Dhapola. The only way that I can actually introduce you is that you're breaking the tech stereotype and how. But so good to have you out here. Next, of course, is Abhishek. I am so disappointed. No blonde, no purple hair. But नागर क्या कर रहे हो? मतलब एक मैंने बोला था ना, जब कोई चीज एक you set the bar high, उसके बाद क्या पोल के नीचे से जा रहे हो?
No, it is about the original color this time.
And of course, Utsav joins us, a person who's taking the tech world by storm. Utsav, so good to have you here. So now all 5 of you have phones, no further time wastage. We'll just get starting right into the show. So सबसे पहले, of course, Shlok is going to tell us about the Samsung M53 5G.
Samsung M53 5G, one banger from Samsung, definitely. It is one of the best phones, not just in the 30,000 segment, but overall because of the price point it comes at. At this price point, it gives you 120Hz Super AMOLED display that is bright and colorful. And talking about bright and colorful, so are the photos with the 108 megapixel back camera. It takes amazing detailed, high contrast, high saturation, and plus it has a 5000 mAh battery, and of course it will play games just as good with the Dimensity 900 processor. So combined, overall it is a very killer package from Samsung, and definitely the best phone in the 30,000 segment.
Okay, Shlok, that is a great presentation. Questions? Shruti, we'll go with you.
Do you think that the lack of a charger is a bit of a compromise since people want like value for money and
Especially under 30,000.
Yeah, yes. And the slow charging on the Samsung series in general?
I think we all charge our smartphones once a day, so 25 watt charging is not very slow. And a person who is buying a smartphone, he can, of course, it's a choice that he has. He can choose to buy a charger. And Samsung chargers are not that expensive.
Utsav?
I think there is some cost cutting under 30,000 rupees as other phones are giving under display fingerprint scanner at this price.
I don't think people buy the smartphone just under display fingerprint sensor, and that's why I think overall the combined package is so strong that just removing one feature does not make much difference.
Everybody, we're starting the votes. That was the first one, 4 more to go, and the next one is Nikhil Chawla, who's going to tell us about the Moto Edge 30. Nikhil, 45 seconds.
Moto Edge 30 definitely has the edge over the others in this because it is the world's thinnest 5G smartphones. It has the maximum number of 5G bands, that is 13 bands. It has a P OLED display which is 6.5 inches. It has a 144 Hz of refresh rate, which is unmatchable in this segment. It has Dolby Atmos surround sound. It has fast charging. It has everything that you need from a package. You know, it should look beautiful. It looks beautiful. That is what you want from a phone. No bloatware, clean Android, regular updates. Because in this segment, under 30K, you're always waiting for these updates to come. There's so much of bloatware. There's so much of UI over hassle. This phone is clean Android, and you get the best of Moto actions where you can launch cameras, flashlight. So overall, it is the best package in terms of design, in terms of cameras, in terms of software, and the reliability of the Motorola brand. So I think overall a complete package and an edge over the others.
I agree with you, Nikhil, कि ये फ़ोन काफ़ी अच्छा है. But don't you think कि प्राइस के हिसाब से इसका जो प्रोसेसर है वो थोड़ा underpowered है? Because there are other phones which are offering much better hardware and processor, which is required because people who buy the phones in this price segment, they need ultimate power and great value for their money when it comes to performance.
So I think 778 5G is not underpowered. अगर आप कंपेयर कर रहे हैं कि अगर 870 से ऊपर है या नीचे, तो ऑब्वियसली नीचे है, बट ऐसा नहीं है कि उसमें कुछ गेमिंग नहीं कर सकते या उसका डिस्प्ले में रिफ्रेश रेट कम दे दिया तो गेमिंग नहीं कर पाएंगे या कुछ परफॉर्मेंस इंटेंसिव टास्क नहीं कर पाएंगे. तो आई थिंक इट कवर्स ऑल द बेसिस. प्रोसेसर कुड हैव बीन बेटर, बट ऐसा नहीं है कि प्रोसेसर गंदा है या बेकार है.
Is the Moto Edge 30 the last phone standing, the best phone under 30,000 rupees? Voting out of 100. Okay, we have our first vote in, and this is going to be interesting. और वो है, we're going to be talking about the best camera phone of 2022. These are the nominees: Google Pixel 7 Pro, Moto Edge 30 Ultra, iPhone 14 Pro, Vivo X80 Pro, and Samsung S22 Ultra. The vote is about to get opened right now. We'll declare the winner right here, right now as I vote. I'm hoping that everybody looks above and beyond what normally everybody goes with, because so much great stuff has happened with phones and optics this year. We'll start off first with you, Shlok.
I would pick the Samsung S22 Ultra.
Samsung S22 Ultra.
I'll pick the Vivo X80 Pro.
Vivo X80 Pro also gets one vote. Okay, this is looking interesting. Utsav, I'm going to come to you.
Pixel 7 Pro, the
Wow.
Google camera bag.
Abhishek.
Pixel 7 Pro.
Okay, Pixel 7 Pro has 2 votes. So either we can have a dramatic tie or the Pixel wins it. Nikhil?
I think Vivo X80 Pro.
Vivo X80 Pro. So fantastic. Google Pixel 7 Pro, Vivo X80 Pro, Samsung S22 Ultra. I think I'm going to declare all 3 winners, but Vivo X80 Pro and the Pixel 7 gets the vote from this panel. So congratulations. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Shruti, you're up. This is the Realme GT Neo 3T.
So with the Realme phone, you're getting this Qualcomm Snapdragon 870 processor, which is a very reliable one. And if you're looking for a phone that's powerful enough for gaming under 30,000, I'd say this is a pretty good, solid option to consider. You're also getting a fairly reliable camera, a big enough battery, and Realme is giving the option of an 80-watt fast charger, which I think a lot of Indians love. We want fast charging for some reason. It seems to be everything that's people want. And I would say that's what makes it really stand out.
So I want to understand from you, because Realme is known for launching so many phones in a period of like 15 days. Every 15 days there's a new phone. I bet even the company doesn't know how many phones they've launched this year. So how do you recommend a device that after 15 days would have a alternative or a superior alternative?
But I think that seems to be the problem for almost all brands in India. Maybe Realme a bit more, but if you look at it, most brands are launching their first iteration in the beginning of the year, and by the second half of the year, you have the second version of that phone. So if you're going to be waiting for, hey, I want to buy the latest, then you'll probably never end up buying a phone, because the latest is always changing. Especially in this particular price segment, we're seeing it changes. I think every 2 months, the refresh cycle is much faster. So I'd say that is not exactly a deal breaker.
Okay, all right, great. Another question, anybody? Or should I go for one? Okay, I'll go for one. So, Shruti, bloatware. May we discuss Realme and bloatware because they're synonymous with each other. Do you truly believe that now, after so many years of the fact that we have been living with bloatware, it should even exist in a phone at this price point? I can understand the 8s and the 10,000s. At this price point?
I would say bloatware is a problem, yes, for sure. It needs somebody, we need to get rid of it at some point. but it's not happening, right? Like with brands, especially I think even in 30,000 with prices going up, I think brands are looking at pre-installing some of these apps as a way of kind of making some income so that the cost isn't, going to be passed on to customers. And if you're talking about bloatware, I think it's not that it's entirely absent from like premium flagships. Like I've seen phones that cost 1 lakh, which come with a lot of apps that you don't really want, right? Like you don't need a video editor app that's already pre-installed from a brand. So yeah, bloatware is a problem, but I don't think Realme is the only one that's guilty of it.
Okay, Abhishek, you're up next. Tell us about the Poco F4 5G.
So the Poco F4 5G is something which is the best value for money phone in this price segment of 30,000 rupees. You are getting the most stable chipset, a flagship level chipset, which is Snapdragon 870, which does not have any heating problem. Also, it has a 120Hz AMOLED display. It has fast charging feature as well. And this is the phone which is offering you OIS functionality under 25,000 rupees in the camera department. That means you can take stable photos and videos. So I think it is the great phone. For this price point, it is the best phone which you can get for the best value of your money.
All right, fantastic. Questions? Okay, Nikhil, you're up.
I want to understand, like, this brand goes in a limbo and then comes back with a device. It goes missing, and then it's kind of an unreliable brand. The service is not at level with what we have in this panel. Of course, you have bloatware and ads. All of that doesn't make it a complete package. What I honestly feel that, when you buy a phone, then you need a complete package. You need good brand value, you need good service, you need a cleaner Android, if not like the cleanest, but not so much of bloatware and ads. But it's like a package of all these bad things.
So Nikhil, I would like to address your point. First of all, let's talk about the service. Poco is a sub-brand of Xiaomi, and it is having the Xiaomi Service Center network already present. So just like other sub-brands, it is also getting serviced as the way it should be. Apart from that, when it comes to the brand launching phones haywire or they're taking a big gap, I think this brand has been one of the most revolutionary brands. If you remember the Poco F1, and from that time they have learned a lot.
That's where it ended actually.
No, it has not. Because right now this phone is offering the best value for money to the consumer, which no other phone is offering in this price point. Because I have checked, as per the specs, people need specs, okay? And this phone is offering the best specs possible for the price you pay. And youngsters love that.
Okay, let's move on. The second vote-in is coming in. Very interesting one. Best phone under 10,000 rupees. Redmi 9 Prime, Poco M2, Narzo 30A, Tecno Spark 7T, Galaxy M13. These are the phones. Let's get started with our vote. I'll start with you, Utsav. First one. Vote for one of them as the best phone under 10,000 rupees.
I would with the Redmi phone, the Redmi 9 Prime.
Okay, so the Redmi 9 Prime gets the first vote. Shlok, I'll take the next one from you.
Yeah, for me also it would be the Redmi 9
Redmi
Prime.
9 Prime. All right.
Redmi 9 Prime.
Redmi 9 Prime. Okay. Abhishek?
Redmi 9 Prime.
Okay.
Techno Spark.
Okay, the Tecno Spark. Okay, actually, good. Even I would actually say that Tecno as a brand has been doing very
Under 10,
interesting
I think,
things out here. Infinix, Tecno, for me, were some of the game changer phones under 10, under 12,000. Lekin Redmi 9 Prime, mera vote bhi le lega because I think it's been a great phone. Under 10,000 rupees, mein quite a game changer. So best phone under 10,000 rupees, the Redmi 9 Prime. Let's move on now to our next phone, the fifth phone, the last one, the Redmi K50i, and Utsav is going to tell you all about it.
So the Redmi K50i is one of the fastest phone under 30,000. It is not competing with the 870 phone, but it's also competing with the Snapdragon 888 phone, as this phone has the Dimensity 8100 processor. Not just that, it has the 144Hz liquid FFS display, which also support Dolby Vision in Netflix. Not just that, it also has a UFS 3.1 storage, LPDDR5 RAM. So overall, we talk about it's a great performance package. High-end performance, good battery life, fast charging, high refresh rate display, और अभी इसका जो price, the price right now it starts from 24,000, which is just an amazing deal.
Any questions from here? Okay, Shruti.
Don't you think the design is a bit of a compromise? It's got a plastic body, and even the camera is not as impressive as what you're getting in this price segment, because I think in 30,000 people are looking for good cameras and of course a good design as well. I think people expect the metal body or at least glass, like some phones have that. So don't you think that's a drawback out here?
First of all, the plastic body is actually fine. The build of the phone is actually quite good. But the thing is that if people are gaming on the phone, metallic body will get actually heats up quite more. So there will be uncomfortable if someone is using the phone longer period of time. But the thing is about the camera, 64 MP camera is actually decent for the price, but obviously it could have been better. But for someone who is want to more gaming, more performance out of that, but इस type का sacrifice चल सकता है. The sacrifice can be done here.
Another question, anybody?
The K50i, it feels more like a gaming and performance centric phone. How would you recommend it to, let's say, a person who takes a lot of selfies, या फिर he does a lot of camera work? Because the camera and the build is not on par with what a customer who is interested in it might need.
So Utsav, I think mainly जो question आपके ऊपर आ रहा है, the build quality, I think you've already spoken about the plastic screen. Camera के बारे, I think we all would like to know from you कि Redmi more or less doesn't know camera tech as yet. You know, तो इस फोन में उन्होंने 9,000 रुपए वाला कैमरा डाल दिया और फिर 24,000 का फोन है. बाकी हार्डवेयर yes. How do you live with the camera of the K50i?
About the camera, 64 MP camera is actually decent for the price, but obviously it could have been better. But for someone who is want to more gaming, more performance out of that, but इस type का sacrifice चल सकता है. The sacrifice can be done here.
You like Shlok said, game on it, but don't take a photograph of you gaming on it. That's
Not
about
the last gaming phone standing. It's the last one.
No, you can take the photograph on it. It is not that potato camera.
So these were the last phone standing under 30,000 rupees. The great panel has spoken about the great phones. The voting is being tallied. The scores are being tallied. So while that is being done, let me do a little bit of, that quick fire round that we love doing out here. So let's get started with that. So सबसे पहले, I want to talk about, I think the most interesting thing right now, और निखिल आपसे शुरू करेंगे, and this has to be a one-word answer. Shruti was talking about the fact that India loves fast charging, right? And it seems like brands have got really taken up, and the consumers also, with fast charging. Now, Infinix, the Zero phone has come out, fantastic charging at an incredible price, right? So it seems like you'll have 200 watt charging in under 10,000 rupee phones by the time you're mid of 2023. Should brands be concentrating on charging speed so much, not on battery chemistry?
I think battery chemistry is more important because chargers will anyway go away with the sanctions coming from Europe. I think it'll be like one charger for all, so you can't supply your own charger. So battery chemistry is what we should start working already.
Okay. Abhishek?
I believe that the battery technology has been the very boring thing, and the brands, they don't want to work on it because they are not getting any selling factor around it. Because if you provide a good battery, you can't actually increase the price, or you can't actually make it as a selling feature. Okay. Because fast charging is a selling feature, irrespective how much it affects the battery. They sell the phone, then the consumer suffer because of that fast charging as he used the phone.
Yeah, I would also say that they need to improve the battery tech, because at the end of the day, if your phone's battery has to be changed very often, then it's not really great, right? It sounds like the boring innovation, but that's the one that typically takes a longer time.
I think it'll be the biggest game changer, and I think brands are missing out. If they were the first phone to come out with a brand new battery chemistry, will make more headlines than a 500 watt charger phone. Shlok, what do you think?
Yeah, I also agree with all of us. I think a bigger battery, new battery technology would definitely make things a lot better.
Okay, Utsav, any contrarian view?
Nothing contrary, but we need to change the lithium-ion chemistry with some other, like solid state or graphene, because at that time we don't need more MAH, so we can also make slim phones, and that could last much longer than today's phones.
Okay, so again for brands, take a look at what you're doing, and maybe the first brand to do something dramatic with battery chemistry, new battery tech, could be one that makes more headlines than anybody else. What was the biggest disappointment with the phone industry in 2022? I just need a one-word answer.
5G.
Okay, that's a big controversy. Okay.
I think the battery again, because in terms of the battery, there has been no innovation. It should have happened. 2022 में हम लोग already हैं.
So battery.
Battery. Yeah.
Okay. Shruti?
Android updates. it's like a lie that keeps getting repeated every year.
That's a 5-year disappointment, not just in 2022, right? Okay, Shlok, biggest disappointment with the phone industry?
I think I would call it by a company. I would say Nokia. A lot of smartphones that they put out, I was really disappointed because I am kind of like a Nokia fan.
Yeah, all of us are.
A lot of overpriced smartphones that didn't make sense.
Okay, fantastic. Utsav?
Bloatware and ads. I think we don't need them in our phones right now.
So the fact that abhi bhi chal rahe hain is like the biggest disappointment of 2022. Okay, all right. All right, I have the results with me, and I have to say, at least I am completely and totally surprised. I'm sure you people voted, so you guys must be thinking this is the right way to go. So let's find out. I'll give you number 3 is the Moto Edge 30 that comes in third. Number 2 is the Realme GT Neo 3T, big name. The best phone, the last phone standing under 30,000 rupees is the Poco F4 5G. So Poco may have disappeared, but what an entry. So Poco, थोड़ी consistency ले आओ, get something in that actually, makes people say F5, F6, F7 जो है, do it in a row, not over many years. But congratulations to everybody just making it out there. In the top 5 last phone standing itself is, I think, the big win for each brand. So congratulations and thank you, panel. You were absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much. And of course, I'll see you next week right here. Last phone standing, the best phones of 2022, irrespective of price, over 30,000 rupees. See you then.